Hello, my people. Yes, how na day? How's everybody? How are you doing? I'm fine. I don't know about you, but guess what? I'm having a ball. Listen, if you've not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for because at this point in time, you are missing a lot. So much information is going on, and it's loaded. I'm telling you, it's loaded. Anyway, my name is Kingsley Oba, aka CYK, the richest. You know what it is. Yeah. And, of course, this is a free talk podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. And, of course, you know, I have, my right-hand man always here.
Yes.
He is somebody that is making so much sacrifice. This guy travels from his village to this place. So we need to celebrate him.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
Tosin, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my guy Tosin is here and he does a lot for this podcast. So let's appreciate him. And by doing that, I want you to just hit the like. Just keep hitting that like, you know, and share as you are watching. Yes. And today, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you're seeing this beautiful, lovely queen sitting here today. We are honored to have her here today. Trust me, is somebody that you need in your life. Most especially if you are having some issues in your relationship, your marriage, you need her. But first of all, let me give this official introduction because these kind of people, you don't just see them anyhow and you don't, the introduction has to be heavy. So, ladies and gentlemen, just do bang bang. We have here seated today, Pastor Mrs. Oluwayemisi. Is it Amfela? Amfela. You see, I don't rehearse that name since, I've been rehearsing that name. We have Pastor Mrs. Oluwayemisi Amfela. She's actually a very passionate minister and counselor at Global Harvest Church, Baltimore. I love that church a lot. For those of you that don't know, go check them out. She has a deep love for helping people build strong, healthy relationships and thriving marriages. With years of experience guiding individuals and couples through life's challenges. She says she shares wisdom rooted in faith, personal experiences, and practical advice. Beyond ministry, Pastor Oluwayemisi also has a background in technology and business consulting. What are you looking for? These are the kind of people you need in your life. But at the heart of it all, she simply loves connecting with people, having real conversation and sharing insights that brings healing and growth. Whether through counseling, speaking, or everyday interaction. Her goal is to encourage and uplift others on their journey to lasting love and meaningful relationship. So ladies and gentlemen, once again,
give it up
for Pastor Mrs. Oluwayemisi Amfela. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's nice.
That was an introduction.
It was good. I was wondering who was it talking about?
It is you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Honestly, when they told me you were coming, I was like, is she really coming? Or because, there are some people you're like, no, let's not. I'm not sure she will want to.
I can't say no to the producer.
Oh, wow. Oh, so it's about Femi. Okay, no problem.
I can't say
no problem. Thank you very much, producer.
He's so dear to my heart and to my family.
Okay, fantastic. I hope I will find that place too in your heart and your family.
One day,
of course. I know your husband. He's a great man. A man that loves God, and a man that when you say people understand the gospel of Christ, he's a husband. There are people that preach, they preach Christ, but they don't know Christ. But he knows Christ. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for coming to the Free Talk podcast. We talk anyhow here, but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Free talk.
The Free Talk podcast, and we are here to help people, most especially navigating relationship, marriages, relationship situations in marriages and relationship. That's basically what we're trying to do with this podcast. It's all about positivity.
Okay.
So, let's jump into today's topic.
Okay.
Sharply. Tosin, are you ready?
I full ground.
Okay.
This one way you don't chop dodo before. You are fueled up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today we have a very interesting topic because we try to look into some things that actually we want to see how we can correct. Because before we started off camera, we were talking about one or two things about culture and all that, and you said you really don't like culture like that, which I understand. And these are the things we are trying to bring light to see how we can make these changes. And that is why we want to, address today's topic, which has to do with, honeymoon. In marriages, of course, when you get married, the normal tradition is that you go for honeymoon, have a great time. And most of the time, the honeymoon lasts like a week. Some people it lasts a week. Some people a month.
Some people 6 months.
Some people 6 months.
Yeah.
Then after maybe 6 months, depending on how long your own lasts, something happens. It's like the spark goes, or the honey is not honey again. So
like the lights just dim.
Exactly.
The moon is not mooning.
How do you handle those situations? What do you do? And what do you think is the cause?
Okay. Well, I want to say, before you say I do to someone, there must be something that triggers the yielding, right?
Yes.
The love and everything. Well, I got married very late. I was in my early 30s when we both got married.
Baby.
Yeah, but at that time, my siblings got married 26, 25, 24. Even the male, they got married at 27.
Wow.
So I got married at 33. So, and the honeymoon, okay, we were home for the 2 weeks honeymoon, and I enjoyed. I'm a very relational person. I like to relate.
So you were at home?
We were home.
So you didn't do
Because
hotel?
We didn't do hotel. We from the reception to the hotel. No, to the hotel, okay. Because my husband was staying in Lagos.
Oh, okay.
We got married in Ibadan.
Oh. Okay.
So from there, they had to pack all my things from my 1-bedroom apartment to Lagos. Then my siblings were still around. They came from abroad. So the one in UK, Canada, they were still around. So they didn't leave until like Tuesday. Wednesday. So after that, I and my husband were just home, and we had a swell time. Play games, sleep anytime. Something happened, I got pregnant. So that pregnancy,
that's a good honeymoon.
Exactly. So 2 weeks into that, like 3 weeks, I started feeling funny. So then I realized that I was pregnant. So there was nothing like honeymoon, all of those ones. Then that reality came that, we are married. We are expecting a baby. So the attention shifted from our loving deities, whatever, to
the baby.
The baby.
Yeah.
And I was having complications. After that, we lost the baby. We lost the pregnancy. Yeah, that's fine. So we lost the pregnancy. So, okay, we are back to ourselves again, to understand. So the honeymoon, let me zero my discussion on the honeymoon. I enjoyed it. We play games, we talk, we sleep like maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Well, after sometime like 2 weeks holiday that he had to go back to work. When he resumed work, and I felt so lonely.
Wow.
All my friends and family
had gone.
They've gone. Then they are in Ibadan. I was in Lagos. I moved to Lagos immediately after marriage. So he would go to work. I'll be alone at home. So I was feeling like, okay. I was always looking forward to the 5 o'clock that we close from work and come back home. So 5 o'clock by 6 o'clock. Though we used to communicate, that one thing, we communicate a lot. Even before we got married, when I said, okay, I'm going to marry you, okay, I will marry you, we communicate a lot. Almost that. Then there was what's it called? Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger.
Okay.
Yahoo Messenger. Then there's Viber or something.
Viber. Yeah.
We will pray. Then we pray a lot. even in that distance. Every weekend we see each other. We pray a lot. We fast every week. All of those ones. So when he resumed work and went back to work, I was feeling lonely. When he comes back home, they will do the talk again. When he's leaving in the morning, I was feeling lonely. Then after some time, I would my business. I've always been self-employed. I design website. I'm into web development. So I will get some clients that will require me to go to Ibadan to visit them or to do some technical thing with them or to close a business or do like that. Once he goes to work, I'll go to Ibadan.
The same day?
The same day. And I'll come back the same day. So things like that happened during our early marriage or whatever.
Yeah.
So honeymoon, it will come, you enjoy it. Then after some time,
So the thing is, how do you navigate that transition, from that romantic high to your everyday reality? Because some people want it to last, and some people want, they want to, how do I put it? They want it to be a part of their life. Like that's a honeymoon. Let it still be meow meow.
Don't let anybody deceive. Young ladies, young guys, don't let anybody deceive you. When you get married, there are some things that will change around. There are some things that will change about your spouse. The men, they will change. Those, fine. Okay. Before we got married, my husband used to send me all those, what's it called? Poems. He writes poems a lot.
Love
Poems.
letters.
I will sleep. I'll just wake up. I'll just wake up in the morning and see Facebook to my Adenike, to my Oluwayemisi. All those I was like, okay, you know what? This poem that you wrote, why not read it to me? Read it to me. Let me enjoy it. But I know. And so he will read. In fact, let me say one funny thing. When he wanted to ask me out, he wrote me an email to ask me out.
Wow.
Is he also a tech person? Like this is like a...
No, he's not really tech. It's not
because I was wondering, probably because you are in
No, that was the era of email. I mean,
email.
It was email.
You could call or something.
No, my husband is somebody that he expresses himself more in writing. He's an author.
Okay.
He's an author. So when he sent me an email to ask me out, I was so mad. I was like, what? The subject is my thoughts in capital. In capital letters. And they're writing. Okay, I give you 1 week to pray. And I don't want you to say yes if you mean no. Pray. I was so upset. I printed it. I went to Reverend Victor, pastor.
I thought,
see what your son gave to me. I was so upset because Reverend was just laughing and all of those ones. So that aside. So he would just write poems and all of those. So I was enjoying it. After a while, I started seeing a new person. Not that it changed, but there is no, those butterflies are just fading out.
It's like the romance is not as high as it used to be.
Exactly. Then he will get angry. When he gets angry, you'll be hearing grammar. What impetus? What audacity? What? You'll be hearing English. I'm like, and I used to be a very quiet person. In fact, for those people that knew me all this while, I'll be crying. So I'll just be crying. I'm like, hey, she married. I've missed married. But after a while, I guess God just worked on me. My husband right now is the most quiet person.
I know him. I know that about him.
In fact, at times, I would say now that I'm now the one that is now, but he's now quiet. At times I'll be like, let me see.
So are you saying now that people looking into marriage, you should expect those changes?
You should expect some changes. There are some, if you don't experience changes, good for you. You are lucky. But there are some things that it's not intentional. But like the men, they'll be like, you are now my wife. So why am I? You are not going anywhere. We are stuck for life. So what's all this then? Not that they were faking it.
Finish,
not that they are faking it before. But okay, what is it? This is it. We are just one.
It's just the human. There's a name they call it. Scientifically, when you live with somebody for a long time, it's like I don't have to keep doing anything to like keep you.
I mean, you're married already. So
Yeah,
why
we
do you
like
have to
16
stress?
years now. This year will be 16 years of we have been married.
Oh, wow.
Being together. So I know him, everybody, you know him as Pastor Benga. I know him as Benga.
He said, "Call and Benga." I know him as
so yes, you know me as Sister Yemi. So they know me as Yemi. So our downtime, our up time, our time we are broke, then we are rich, or no, we know. So there is nothing to hide.
So can he cook?
He cooks well.
He cooks for you.
Yeah, he cooks. When I was pregnant.
Hey, whoa, now this one year. Now this one I like. Yeah.
When there was one day I pitied him. Okay, I had issues with childbearing and all of those. Our first child will be 12 this year, and we are 16 years.
Wow.
4 years. So I've had 6 pregnancies, and I have 2 children.
Wow.
So there was one that we lost her. I had her at preterm, 7 months pulse. Then like 12 days after she died.
Wow.
So
Wow.
all my pregnancies before I have these 2, when it's 7 weeks, I will usually lose the pregnancy. 7 weeks, gone. 7 weeks. My husband will be like, 7 is the number of perfection. Why is it that when your pregnancy is 7 weeks, that's when you lose the pregnancy? So there was one day. So I was having complications, bleeding and all of that. So I was on bed rest. So my husband will cook before he will prepare breakfast and lunch before he leaves for work.
In Lagos?
In Lagos.
Wow. That's a big
And
sacrifice.
it was, yes, and he had 2 hours drive. We were staying at
What?
Benga then. He was
You're
working
staying
at
where?
Yaba. Benga.
Beggar
Ojodo Benga. And he was working at Yaba
with the traffic.
with the traffic.
Yeah, traffic.
So he will
And
prepare.
he needs to leave early.
He needs to leave early. So he will turn on the generator. So the generator will run till it comes back. Because he didn't want me to
Sorry, man. Which type of generator was that?
Those big generators, yeah.
How big is the tank that he will be?
Yes, once he
I mean, Nigeria was good then.
Yes,
If you just
because
fill up the tank, you could work for 8 hours.
8 hours, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he would, at times I would tell him, okay, never mind, just don't turn on the generator. If there is light, I'll watch TV. Because bed rest, you must sit down. That day, he bought me this program, Full Housewife, Desperate Housewife. He bought me the series. I was just watching and all of those ones. So when he comes back in the night, in the evening, they will prepare dinner. So one day, he asked me, what do you want to eat? He said, anything. So he went to the he started cooking the soup, boiling the meat, prepared okra, and he brought eba. When I saw the eba, I was like, I just didn't feel like eating the eba after the stress. But because he had put so much effort, so I took,
blood and sweat.
Honestly, I put like this. When I swallowed it, I squeezed my face. I didn't know he saw me. He was like, you don't like it? I said, no, really. I just feel nauseated. Okay, what do you want to eat? I said, yam and vegetable oil. I said, okay. I went again to cook yam. So the soup that he prepared, I did not even take it. I used vegetable oil. I give, in fact, is a
Pastor Benga, if you are watching this,
we give you 5
shout
stars.
out to you. Shout out to you.
Now, I have a question right there. Because I actually, kind of, felt like sympathetic with the fact that you went through a lot with pregnancy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, because eventually, you just waited for 4 years and God, came through.
Yeah.
So, have you heard or what would you advise people that waited and nothing happened? And what kind of pressure do you think that is going to bring into the marriage, and how do you think they can handle it?
Okay. If my first advice is for you to marry right.
See why?
Bam.
Bam.
When you marry right, let me say, when you marry right, if there are some flaws and everything, your spouse will cover for you. I didn't have it easy when I was losing those pregnancies, especially from my in-laws.
Right.
From my in-laws was tough.
Wow.
But my husband stood his ground to fight for me. They said a whole lot, but I didn't want to go into that. So he fought for me. But I was feeling bad myself that I would pray, God, what was happening? I knew I didn't have a wayward life. He knows how he met me. For 2, 3, 4 days, we were still looking for the road to go in.
Wait, so you are going to continue. You are going to. This is free talk.
Okay.
So the truth is, she was married as a virgin. So young ladies, it is a pride. It is a pride that you marry as a virgin.
Wait a minute.
No, wait. Let me correct that.
Wait. There is nothing bad if you are not.
No. We're not saying.
I think it's dignifying. I mean,
okay, yeah.
Don't jump from one place to another.
Okay,
exactly.
Okay. Let me
Keep
clarify
yourself.
that. I wasn't a virgin.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't a virgin, but I never had. How would I put it? I never had sex. Okay, let me put it. When I was, how do I put it? I wasn't a virgin, but I wasn't into any The first relationship I had was year 2000. And I got married at 2009. So after that first experience in 2000, there was nobody.
So you went celibate.
Yes,
you went celibate.
Until
Fantastic.
2009.
Which is, I could equally qualify that as, being a virgin.
So it didn't have its way easily. It was for 3 days. I'll be we're calling.
Funny, that was my experience as well. Okay. My wife wasn't a virgin, but it's been a long time. But I don't think ours was like 9 years, like you said. But it was, pretty much that we had to the honeymoon nights. We couldn't do anything because that place honeymoon, I was starting to look for E-Road. How to. They said,
we went to buy cream. We went to this
buy cream and everything.
We called our pastor.
Me, I didn't call my pastor. I figured it out myself. I mean, between us, you understand? Yeah, but it took us like I think we were able to do the second night, but the first night, nothing actually happened.
And it was so funny that after we were able to get through after like the 5th day or so, I think it was on a Thursday, they were able to
that's real work.
After, I feel like I'm sinning.
Okay.
I'm committed this sin.
I understand. Like you.
Oh God.
You didn't come to terms that now
I'm married.
You are now legally married.
It took my spiritual mother to talk.
Wow. So you were so committed to church and the things of God to the point where wow. That's interesting. So he was like, I like the fact that you said that your husband stood,
he really
his
did.
ground,
yes,
against every external,
and we're praying and fasting. In fact, let me even shock you. When I got pregnant of my first son, Femidara, my mom was not aware. She did not know. His family did not know I was pregnant. And when we wanted to have him, I went to South Africa. Oh. So when I gave birth to Femidara, our first child, when my husband called my mom, congratulations, so Yemisi had a baby boy. My mom was almost asking, which Yemisi? But she didn't know I was pregnant. His family members, except my sisters and my brother knew I was pregnant. But my mom and his own people, they didn't know.
Because we don't want village people to disturb us.
We just wanted to. Not that they have issues, but okay, let's face this. Let's be
exactly.
Sure that because they knew where we had. My mom came all the way from Ibadan to Lagos that, no, I needed to see my daughter. I was like, Mommy, I'm sure the one talking with you. She said, no, I must see. I don't know whether you were in the hospital. I don't know whether you have raised your leg. I must see you until she came. Then she went back the second day. So those challenges came. I was on my own part, I wasn't free. Okay, then once I get pregnant, no sex until I deliver.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, that is another sacrifice he made.
That's a lot.
So
he needs to.
Pastor Benga needs to be given an award.
Pastor Benga, we call you Benga Jesus because the sacrifice you made.
No, he really did. He really did.
Man.
So once I
From the very
From the first we are
time
pregnant.
you know
no,
that-
I'm pregnant. Nothing until those pregnancies that I lost.
I'll be reading Bible.
Those pregnancies that I lost until after that. Okay, we'll try again. So then first 12 weeks there was nothing. As in, you can't even move close to me. I was so on bed rest until they did sacrilege to tie up. Then the 13th week, they can just still hug me because as a pregnant woman, you need the cuddling and all the but
Yes,
people like
yes.
her. Please, so don't move close to
Ah,
me.
man.
So he really tried.
Yeah, I understand, but have you ever had like a situation whereby maybe they waited for longer than you waited for? Because I have like a uncle that waited for like 16 years before they eventually had their first child. Yeah, I think 14 to 15
Yeah,
years.
I think
Oh,
I've.
that's it.
And the funny thing was, because it was my uncle, right? So the family members were saying, "Now, have you guys tested?" So they knew that the wife was the one that had the problem, right? I don't know, like
Yes,
just
in
keeps
my
coming
own,
down.
yeah, in my own case,
So
they
they were
said I had a weak cervix.
Cervix, yeah.
So that's how they had to tie
Okay.
after 12 weeks.
Okay.
So, but my pregnancy from 7 weeks, it will come down. 7 weeks, it will come down. So when this one, another thing, I went for a program in South Africa. My husband had the administration in South Africa, went on. Then we used to travel from the first year of our marriage till date. We do vacation every year.
Wow.
Till date, yes. We never missed any vacation. Now that
For
the children,
16 years.
for 16
the
years.
family, right?
The family. Even when it was just the two of us, every year we traveled somewhere.
To different countries.
countries. So when the children came now, from the summer vacation, they would tell us we want this place for winter vacation. From winter, we want this place. So this June now, we are going somewhere.
You've almost gone to the whole country in the world.
At least twice in a year we do
Yeah.
vacation.
Sorry, please. Let me complete my thoughts. So
Okay.
I was saying that eventually, there was pressure from my family. My mom's siblings. They were like, since you know that your wife is the one. I mean, time is passing. Very soon you'll be 50, you'll be 60.
Get another.
Get another one and try. Start raising family. Your kids from somewhere else. But my mom being the firstborn said no. Because she just told them point blank, if you put yourself in the wife's shoe, would you want
Right.
the in-laws to do that to you?
Exactly.
So they all kept quiet and they left them. But, 14 years after, God answered them. So my question to you is, have you ever seen, maybe like a situation whereby people will have to wait longer? Because I know once you get into that space, even sex becomes like labor. You get, every sex is like, let's give it another shot. Let's give it another shot. So have you seen situations like that? And if it's happened, or has happened to anybody you know, how do you, advise them to manage it?
My advice is this. I don't have up to 14 that year, but I have 8 years. I have 9
That's
years.
still a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when a woman is trying to get pregnant, anxiety will set in.
Yes.
But for you to get pregnant, you don't have to have anxiety. You don't have to be anxious. Your body system, because this thing is hormonal, it's emotional.
I'm learning this.
You don't have sex. Some women will have sex. Let me have sex so that
I'll get
I
pregnant.
can get pregnant. No, you enjoy it.
Oh God.
Because in the place of that relaxation, the emotion setting in can come. Even though when I was losing those pregnancies, I wasn't like having meat. I don't want to be using sex because
Spirit talk.
Okay, so I wasn't having sex.
I know. You know. I'm imagining you when you said that you thought you were sinning.
It wasn't funny. After that, once it started, I'm
God.
like, there was a time
After that, you just say, God, please forgive me.
Imagine having sex with your husband and you say, Father, please forgive me. God will say, what's wrong with this one?
When you see him say, this man again, see devil now, God, please forgive me.
So what did your spiritual mom say?
I will say it to you, Auntie, eti Mario. You are not married. Mother of Jesus, you are not married.
It's a mother of Jesus. You are not married.
Just say what the spiritual spirit. You are not married. It's an Auntie, eti Mario.
Oh God.
It was so funny.
Oh man.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to enjoy the sex.
Right.
Enjoy the process.
Right.
Once the pregnancy, if God says yes, it is yes. If not, we move on. Then there is this medication that we were taking there. Every woman, I think. Yes, every woman. Yes. I was taking it then. Then there are some food that will aid fertility.
Oh.
Yeah. Folic acid or whatever that will aid fertility, all the vitamins. So I was taking all of those ones because there must be, the soil must be well fertilized for the seed to grow.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to position yourself, put your mind at rest, make sure that at least you are prepared for the incoming baby. So then be prayerful. I was doing a lot of confession. Honestly, I went for a program. I was trying to say
in South Africa. Yes.
My husband finished preaching. It's South African woman, the wife of the pastor that my husband was good for. And she just is the elderly woman. She just walked up to me. Of course, we prayed, and she held my hands and she prayed. I can never forget that prayer. She said, "You will never be barren. Your children will have nations." I didn't know anything about. She didn't know anything about me. She prophesied. She said, "As from today, I declare you fruitful." And she prayed for me. The following month, I got pregnant. That was when I had
the first son.
And you know what? My first son was one. I discovered I was pregnant in May. Was one in April. I was pregnant in May, and that was when I had my second one. No break. They were just like 1 year plus.
That was like a divine orchestration.
Exactly. And I decided I don't want to have any more.
That's it.
If I wanted to have more, because of my age, I had her at 37. Please don't let me. Then because of the complications, this man has tried.
I know.
So
yeah, you don't need
Just
to stress him more. And I think I have a question. So a situation where now you're done with childbearing. So do you guys really get into like because all the while when you're pregnant, nothing happens. He's just moping, he's looking, he's watching, reading papers, praying. So now, do you guys, the honeymoon, is it now that you...
Because because it's during the honeymoon, you are like this guilt tripping kind of, like you feel guilty, like, oh God, this is sin.
There's no more sin.
No, I mean, did that? Because I just wanted to, just to build up on what CY said. So, are you now like having the
because the
post honeymoon experience?
We
now
have the post honeymoon experience. Then we talk about: are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Before you just come busy, but now
I get it. My own, let me give my own experience. This is, oh God, my wife. I hope I won't get into trouble with this one. So, I used to be a bad boy in the streets those days. I gave my life to Christ. But you still had those experiences. So got married, my wife, good girl and all that. But she wanted, because she also, wanted to have a wonderful marriage and enjoy, because her dad was very strict. The Apostolic Church, he was a deacon and elder in the Apostolic Church. So the dad was very strict. So she never had the opportunity to do any. So what we got, she wanted to really have a great time, during sex. But the experience we had was, once you're okay, you don't care whether the other person,
your partner is fine.
So, and this went on for, I'm talking about, this went on for like years, at least like 6 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Then one day, she just, I think we're having them. She said, you that me, I've never even enjoyed. I said, you know, it's like poking a man's ego. You don't know how, like, I felt terrible.
But there's nothing wrong in what she said. She only expressed herself to you.
But he thought he has been doing, doing hard work.
You understand? I'm he.
But that feedback, you need the feedback though. Yeah, you need the feedback. I understand you. Even me at times. Okay, I wasn't experienced when it comes to this.
Yeah.
My husband was a little bit experienced. Just a little bit experienced. But now we are both learning. Right? We are both learning. We talk, we change styles and all of this while we talk. But the thing is, at times, when your wife enjoys the sex, you want her to tell you.
Right.
But when she doesn't enjoy, you don't want her to tell you.
Well, now I know. Now I know better. But what I'm saying is then, so imagine all these years. I feel you should have told me.
Hard work.
You understand? You should have told me this thing maybe
a month
into this thing. Or
month after
you waited
marriage, right?
for almost.
She was just trying to help.
She
nice.
She
couldn't bear it again. For how long?
She was just waiting and hoping that maybe
you will improve.
Also, I felt betrayed though. I was like, you mean you did this? Imagine you telling me after all, I don't even. I'm like, wait, no.
What did you say?
I've never been told this kind of thing in my life before. So, but I had to listen. Then that's why, you need to also listen to some people, ask questions. And then that was what they said. You have to listen, let her tell you what you want.
Yeah, let her tell you what you want. There are another things, let me say this to the singles. Do not compare, I want a man like my pastor. I want a man like my brother. I want a man like my sister's husband. No, you don't compare. I used to say this to some singles. Okay, let me take for example. Somebody saying, I want a man like Pastor Benga. Are you ready to be like Sister Yemisi to Pastor Benga? That is it. Because what Sister Yemisi can accommodate, can you accommodate it?
Right.
What makes Pastor Benga to be who Pastor Benga is, apart from God, can you do it for him? Or can you accommodate it? So do not say, I want a man like this.
So no, this is how we say it. They want a Nathaniel Bassey with a touch of Chris Brown.
Exactly. you don't do that. Then don't compare because you cannot make the sacrifice. Every marriage has its own challenge.
Right.
Yes. What you can, if I tell my husband, I'm not enjoying you, might be like, you're not okay. Don't worry. I will do better. But your wife can tell you, I'm not enjoying you, and you spark.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you need to understand the person's personality before you say that. Then there must be communication. Communication is very, very important in marriage. It's a key thing. Then you men, I know you guys have ego and try to rub your ego, but try as much as possible. Most times, don't place that ego between you and your spouse. Because it affects we women. We will want to say some things to you, but I don't know how to say it. Before, when we got married, now I told you that my husband will be upset. There was a time we were having a conversation, and I told him, please, let me talk. Because I have already prayed. I've fasted and prayed before I come to the meeting. I was like, am I the devil that you have to fast and pray before you go? Then my heart was already, how will I discuss it? How will I raise this? How will I do this? And I'm not somebody that demands for money. I grew up like that. I don't ask people for money. If you feel that I need money, give it to me. My parents, I don't demand. They give my pocket money, my brothers, all of those, but I don't ask that. Let me ask. Even till now, my husband knows I don't act like that. So let your spouse.
Communication.
The communication is very, and be open-minded.
But so you now you mentioned communication. It for example, so how do you, because there's a way you communicate with someone and it appears to be that the person sees it as an attack.
Yeah.
So because I mean, take for example, I use myself as an example. This evening before I came here, my wife, I don't know, I don't like cooking. And I used to cook when I was a bachelor. I used to cook, and I told myself when I get married, I don't want to cook again.
Why?
Okay, I'm going to give you, because it stemmed out of trauma. When I was brought up with I was raised by my mom, so I live with my mom. So my mom made me cook so much, because living with her, my mom would just go buy foodstuffs. You just come and drop. You say if you want to eat seafood there. So I cooked so I was like, when I married, I would never enter kitchen. So I told myself, and God so kind, God gave me a woman that could cook. Like, she will cook this whole building down. So this evening, she just said, I want you to cook. I said, where that one from come? She said, you have to cook. I was like, you know now, say I know. She was like, no, I want you to cook. And then I was like, I have a podcast. They are waiting for me. She said, it's by 6. You can do this thing before 6. And I said, okay, you know what? Just go and help me boil He said, no, you are cooking from scratch. Go and bring out the meat from freezer. And she said I should cook jollof rice. So I went. I started, I wasn't happy, but I was like, okay, for peace to reign. And I finished making. So at some point, the jollof rice was almost burning, because it was not done, but the under, and she, you know what? I didn't know this woman was recording me. And then, do you know what she did? She would just come and look at the thing. She would do as if she was doing something. She was looking. Then, she perceived that the thing was burning. But me, I didn't know. I was like, it's still cooking now. She said, that thing is burning. And it touched my ego. I'm telling you. Because I felt something I didn't want to do before. And now you're forcing me to do it. Now you're telling me. I said, well, this is not burning now. See, she didn't talk. She just carried spoon. She just did scream. I said, okay. I said, so, don't worry. He said, look, let me tell you what to do. He said, bring it, put it in the oven, let it bake. I didn't want to. I reluctantly. So my thing is, then, how she communicated it really now made me do it. That was why I asked the question, because sometimes some people don't know how to communicate things to you. And that's why it's not as if we want to put our ego forward. It's because of how the communication is coming.
Yes, I understand. My spiritual mom used to say something that there is nothing that cannot be said. Approach that matters. You need to understand the person's personality before you say some things. If I know that, if I tell you don't do it, it might be offended. I might say, oh, maybe later. So if I say maybe later, it's right to you, even though I'm communicating, don't do it. So you need to understand the person's personality, then the person's mood. My husband works in Baltimore, which is like almost 2 hours to the house. When he comes back, there are some things that I won't present to him, because let him calm down, settle down. Before
that's emotional intelligence.
Yes, because there was even a time that I said, okay, you know what, let me massage you first, calm down, because he brought work home. Let me massage you first, calm down. I sat with him. In fact, my son was like, this is nice. He snapped us. He snapped us. Oh, I need to put it on family chat and all of those ones. So you need to understand the mood and the person. There are some things that I might tell my husband no. And I will say that same no I will get offended.
Mm.
So understanding the mood matters a lot.
The mood.
The approach.
And the approach. That approach, okay, like every man demands respect, to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
Respect to you is fair from respect to him and to my husband too. So you need to know how well to respect, to show respect your husband.
Right.
So that approach, it is not one way to approach. It depends on the mood. And it depends on how you can, in quote, rub his ego before you talk.
Mm.
And even to us, like I do tell my husband and I do tell people, as the men have their own ego, we have our own pride.
Exactly.
Women, we have our own pride.
Yep.
So our own pride too should not be trashed. We need to be respected. Yes, not because we need to be respected also, know the boundaries, know what to take. My husband tries as much as possible. When it comes to his family and some friends, he places that boundary. Because if I'm not comfortable, you know it's a no-go area. And myself, there are some of my friends I've cut off because of him. They didn't offend me, but I know that if I continue having a relationship with them or friendship with them, it will affect him.
Exactly.
I cut off a 40 or 20-something year old
relationship. Wow.
Because of him. Yeah. It's a very long story because my friend, she's into something, and I know that if I continue with her, she's one day going to insult my husband. But it was painful for me, no doubt. But my friend from DSS 1.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to put your husband first.
Have to put my husband
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's wisdom.
Exactly. So till today we don't talk. Don't I remember her? Yes, of course I do, but I just had to work. And my husband knows I cut off because of it.
Exactly.
For
for posterity's sake, and also to make sure everybody is good home.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's so, I don't want to say unfortunate, but it is I feel a little bit sad because I wanted this conversation. The thing was beginning to enter body. But
I actually think we need to,
do it like a part 2 of this. Yes, please, Pastor. Please.
Okay.
We have to do a part 2 to this because it is a lot. We have, in fact, he didn't even enter into any of these.
I've not even said anything.
A lot of questions, but because of time, we have to wrap it up here. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly follow us, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Send in your own observations, whatever you want us to do. Or if you have questions, you can send it to us on the chat or on the comment section. Put it there and send the email too so that we can respond to you and so that we can keep this podcast going. Please do well to subscribe and share it. Pastor Yemisi, thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate you.
Thank you
so much. Thank you.
Tell bros that he's the Odogu.
The real Odogu Parara.
He's the real Odogu Parara. Trust me. I used to think I'm a patient person.
No, he is patient.
He is patient.
Yes.
I need to learn from him. And also, my right-hand man here, Mr. Tosin.
To sign on, baby.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Our beautiful queen is not here today. She had to do 1 or 2 things. Don't worry. Creamy, she will be here next week.
Creamy Pepe.
Exactly. So until, next time, please watch out. We're coming to you again. I still remain Kingsley Oba, aka CY, aka the richest. See you next time. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.